Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. We got Douglas in the house, and we are on air. What's happening right at the present moment is Doug is doing the Hudson Terraplane. He's got the seat out of it, got the back seat out of it. He's got it all cleaned out. And what you see here is something that's like probably in better shape than most cars around.
Yeah, it's in better shape than my car.
Well, there you go. Doug has scraped it down or just cleaned it out the best he could, scraped it down a little bit. We're gonna put some paint on it. He's gonna do it with the brush just to keep remember that thing, that fog that I had going on? That was it was a mistake to do that. But you're gonna put it on with the brush and put it on, basically I would say do one thin coat, and then if it doesn't look good, then do another coat on it, because you start layering paint, getting it thick on places, then it don't really do that well. I find it, if you put a thin one on and then put another one on, it seems to work better. Doug asked me, do you want me to sand that all down and clean that up and wire wheel that? No, I do not. We are using direct to metal paint. It just goes on metal direct. That's that's the exact same thing that we put on the firewall. Like someone said, oh, I can't believe they wouldn't put epoxy on that and primer on that and what. That's not what we're going for.
Beautiful.
Or that is direct to metal paint. That's what it says it's for, and that's what I'm using it for. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Me spending $300 more on painting that black would not make it any better.
No.
All it would do is lighten up your pockets. That's all it would do. So basically, we're going in here on the floor. We're just going to paint it with the brush, because we want to leave the body as it is, but we want to clean it up and make it look half decent. Don't get me wrong. If you want to waste the money and the time and the product to, epoxy that, prime that, sand that, go for it. Because you know why? If it makes you happy, that's what you should do.
Right.
Make yourself happy.
Yeah.
We're only doing it my way because it's making me happy that we're getting something done for very little other than time, which is, way above money. So Doug's just going to paint that with the brush. I've got the headlights I've got on the 50. I've got to get them fitting, and I had them all fitting yesterday, but they're not fitting good enough to paint. So this is where I'm at now. I'm getting into the work. I haven't been actually putting on a bunch of work the last couple days because we just got home, just getting into it. But now I got to get back to work, get this thing painted. You can see I got one headlight on there and one headlight that's still got to go on. I've got that one mounted there yet, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here to make this one fit, or what I'm doing. I had it fitting yesterday, but I have to apply it to the metal, and then I have to make it fit besides that. Also, on the insides of the doors, I still have things that I want to fix, and I'm going to go around those and scrape it down with an 80 grit. And the reason being is, when I primed it the first time, I blocked it out with an 80 grit, or sanded it down with an 80 grit. And then I've primed it again. So I've got new primer on the top of it. It has got no scratches in it. It's re-primed. I'm just going to do the inside the doors one more time. And I think it would be foolish for me not to both, just sand that down in there a little bit better and make it right. Also, I was talking, maybe I'll grab Doug and we'll get that hood pushed over, or we'll maybe do something else. But as I get talking about, as I'm doing this car, I stress about the body lines, and basically to take like this car looks really good. I think it's pretty good and straight and all that sort of stuff. It's going to look awesome painted, but in actual fact, to take all them body lines and make them come together and fit right, cut the fender and like something like this right here. You want to come take a look? Something like that, where that fender fits that like that. It's out further than the door. We can't basically you have to cut, tap it back, repair it, fix it, all that little stuff. And to make that car, this car, that perfect gap thing, takes time. And what I'm doing with the headlights is exactly what I'm thinking that all around everything would have to be dealt with. The hood is, when I put that down, it doesn't fit perfectly. Not going for that, and the reason being is I do not want to spend the time. It's called time. And time is money. So there you go. Let's go for it. I've got the headlights like this. I must admit, when I first looked at it, I thought the wire would be down. But in all honesty, it's got to be bent back. So it doesn't matter if it's bent back from the top or bent back from the bottom. But the headlight is mounted in there like this. So that's the way I put it. I didn't take the headlight off and redo anything. They've got it mounted. I don't need to deassemble it and mount it again. It just bends down like that and goes through, I would say, where it's supposed to go through. But I thought the same thing, but it does not. As I have that here, we're going to put that back in there a little bit. I got that basically where I want it. I think that's good and straight up and down. I think so it is. Alrighty, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this and I'm just going to self-tap it through a couple of holes and see where it's going. I think Jolene wants to go out to the Hudson Terraplane and see what the paint looks like. Go for it. I'll just do this. Doug?
Yes?
Will you narrate, please?
Can I narrate? While
Yeah.
I am painting here, I'm using my right hand with this black paint. I'm stroking up, I'm stroking down, left, right. We got all kinds of goodness going on. I've got a little bit of a buzz on already from the paint. Just a little one. So I'm not going to get too silly yet. But we're just filler full of paint. Get all the corners. Looks good already, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Sure does. Jolene approved. That's all we need around here. As long as it's Jolene approved.
Makes it a lot better.
Before we made for her car. I'll try not to make too big of a mess in here, Chattels.
Chattels.
Chattels. I really don't like your paintbrushes all that much, so they leave bristles everywhere. This isn't how I paint my car. I wouldn't. not on the inside, no. I wouldn't. That's way too much for me to get in there. And I'm doing my own car now too, so.
What is it?
My Nissan 300 ZX needs everything. I practically got it mutilated right now. Rockers cut off, the fenders off. Gotta take the doors off. Gotta change the rubbers around the doors, rubbers around the T-roofs. Do it all by myself. Chad doesn't come help me. I don't know why. She would. It's all the time he's got on his hands. He's not traveling around and not getting nowhere. That's right, Joey. You should have just took me to Australia with you. You don't have to worry about that Chad stuff. They might be a bit disappointed once they got there, though, right? I put on a mask of Chad or something. And, you know, hopefully they'll accept that. Yeah. Maybe next. Ooh, geez, you hear that next time? Good, because I can't wait to go to Australia. I want to fight a kangaroo. For sure. Definitely going to get my butt kicked, but I'm definitely going to fight a kangaroo. Like, who wouldn't? I'd probably get arrested for fighting kangaroos. And that's kind of a weird charge. I've never had one of those yet. All in good time. And you know what that is. Yes, sirree. What's he doing in there? Things that you don't want to see, or what? Huh? A little bit of everything going on in there.
Everybody likes watching paint go on.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Like, you can almost watch this stuff dry, can't you?
You can.
Dries fast. Should wear a mask though.
I'll be back. Just a warning, Doug. I've got that screwed on there. Put the self tappers through it and put that on there. The bucket itself. Now I've got the door on there. If you want to come down and take a look at this. See what's going on there? Yeah, like it's not, you know, let's face it. It's not looking the greatest. There's a gap in there. You know, there's some stuff going on there. But in all honesty, it doesn't fit that bad for just filling it out and not don't want that to happen. Okay, so I just put a self-tapper in there and a self-tapper in there, and it's on there. It's not coming off, that's for sure. So I'm just going to take it off, sand the face of it. You'll just watch me, I guess. Do what I got to do. So now I know where it's going to stick. And all I did is chose a hole. This is how I did it. There's many holes going around the outside of this perimeter here. All I did is chose 2 places where it was tight, top and bottom on either side. It was tight down there on that bottom side when I put it in. It was tight right there. There's where the gap is here. There's where we're going to have to do a little bit of work to make it fit right. Come on now. You gotta watch pulling that off. It'll catch, and then alrighty, I'm going to smarten this up on the outside here a little bit with a piece of 80 grit. Just going to sand it. This is all bare metal before. You remember, right? I stripped it and all that sort of stuff. Now I've got, you can see body filler hanging over the edge of it. Did not clean it off because I did not know where I was going yet and had no idea. There was no need to whatever. There's some weld marks down here I covered up. I didn't fill it or anything. But I know what I'm doing now. It fits. So I'm going to sand this on the face of this. And we're going to make it look good, or get it, oh, like that one there, and then we'll make it fit right. This is where it takes the time, small stuff like this. And I did not know where anything was, you know, how big around it was, because I did not have the door, obviously, so I can guess, but it do me no good when it comes time to painting because it looked like poo. It wouldn't fit that well. Okay, and now I'm going to sand this part out here because I'm going to apply filler on the outside here. That's why I'm sanding it. This is the second prime on this, so there should be lots of primer on this. I'm thinking it's straight enough for what we're doing. And what we're doing is we're taking a 50 Ford that we paid, the amount that we paid, showed you and told you before, and we've chopped it, and we're doing a bunch of custom work to it, or a little bit of custom work to it, and then we're painting it. We're not doing anything more than that. I think that's enough for this one. And in all honesty, when, like, if you're doing a car like this, like I talk about the hours of doing the lines and stuff like that. Most times cars like this are painted a couple times anyways. And the basic reason is paint it once. If you like it or if you don't like it, block it out, take the trash out of it. And the cleaner would be the second time you paint it, especially if if you clear coat it. Sometimes I find that the clear looks a little better when it's fresh than polished, but that's to whoever's opinion, I guess. But we just want to get it painted. I'm saying that, but it just keeps going on and on and on and on. So I'm on the inside of the doors too, taking off. Got both those pieces cut off on the inside. I just took a little thing there and put a better zip cut on it. Got up front there and cut that off, cleaned that up, made myself happy. Because I was not happy with the way it was looking the first time. Just gonna get some fill rocking and rolling here. And the issue with doing this is just that it's hard to do it once. Like to make that fit around that headlight, I'm gonna have to keep putting filler where it needs to be, and it's hard to get it applied first thing. And that's basically generally does not happen, is getting it the first time when you get a little spot like that. If I have a quarter panel, well, then I can keep laying it on, keep laying it on, keep laying it on. But with this here, like it's just a little tiny bit and you have to wait, you know? It only takes me like a second to put the filler on it, but you have to wait for the filler to dry or heal, and then I'll go on to this one. And I still got to go around and sand the inside of the doors for the second prime. Do you want to check it, Doug, or you want to watch this? Okay. I'm just doing the face of it to try to fill. You remember we had a gap going on there in the face of it when we put the door on. I have to, you know, fill that full. And that's where, I shouldn't have done that. That's where it's tight. In the gasket, there's some good suggestions about how to make a gasket. Think about those sometimes. This primer works really good with filler on top of it. It works awesome. It adheres, couldn't ask any better. Sometimes I think I should prime the car first. If I had it down to bare metal, I would prime it first maybe and then fill it out if I had no welding to do. This stuff is fantastic for adhesion, and it's feather fill, it's called. And when I'm sanding the inside of the doors, I'm just trying to get rid of anything that's not going to look good. If you know what I'm trying to tell you, like I can sand it out easier with a piece of 80 than I can with anything. So that's what I'm using. And then when I know I'm priming again, so I feel all right. I feel all right. Yep. Your turn, Doug.
Oh, yes. Things be going down in here. Like some paint, for sure. Slowly but surely we get her done. Took me damn near all morning just to get the seat out. What a thing to work on this is. Yeah, see, after I finish painting this thing, I'm going to put this brush to that Bugatti and I'm going to paint that black, right? So everybody, stay tuned. Black Bugatti coming up. Imagine that, eh? Wouldn't she be mad? Oh, I wouldn't want to have to deal with her after that. Good thing I don't have to live with her.
Doug getting all personal. Like good. Yeah, after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just I don't know, ease the heart, I guess, knowing that we put black paint on the floor, so we didn't fall for it.
Oh, it cleans it all up. This thing was pretty stanky inside, wasn't it? Yeah. It was pretty. Things have been living in this car. Unknown animals that you could smell. Yeah. Oh, thank God we got the wooden seat out and we didn't light it on fire. Burn her Bugatti up. Not like I can just say, we'll build you another one. What color's that thing going there, Jolene, anyways?
The color of the wheels.
Oh, cool.
Like an off-white.
Right on. Right on. So, yeah, I'll get ready to brush that on right away. Imagine. Are you going to spray paint it yourself, Jolene? You're not a painter? No?
I tried it.
You tried it? Yeah. It's not for everybody. I don't really like it all that much. But
I dried it well.
yeah, I see that. Welding shorts, right? Even I don't do that. I mean, that's braze right there. Usually I just burn my feet all to hell anyways. But I try to avoid getting under cars and welding anymore, unless Chad tells me to do it. I'm like, he doesn't ask me to weld anything. That's Nathan. He better weld or not, Ian. Yeah. I mean, I do it, but I don't. I'm not really good at it. Better than new. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, feeny feener. Oh, feeny feener.
As you can see, I put filler around that edge. Wait till that heals. While I'm waiting for that to heal, I have taken and I'll show you how I did the front of that, but now I've mounted the headlight on, got the ring on, got the head, the face of it all looking nice. What I did is I took the ring, obviously I'll show you on the other side, but I put tape on it so I would not get filler on it. Then I took the filler and went all the way around the headlight to make it fit perfectly onto the door. Also, when I did that, I filled it all as one. I just didn't want to get a bunch of filler on the door, so I took like I said, piece of tape, but what I did is I cut that. You can see how it's cut right there, and I waited till the filler got it had to be just about right, you know, soft. You can get your zip blade through it, or not your zip blade, but your Ofen knife, and you run it along, you find the edge of the door, and you keep that blade on the edge of the door when you go to cut it all the way around. I'm hoping it's that way because I want the door to fit the fender like it should, like it's supposed to, and I'll be able to get it back off. If I put the filler on there and get in between the door and the fender, you might not get it back off without doing some damage. So that's why I've cut it with the razor blade. I have not taken it off yet, but I will after I get my filler knocked down to where I want it, or where it's feathered off to meet the headlight. Now, when this 50 Ford is done, anybody that knows cars will know this is a Hiltz Auto Co 50 Ford because of the headlights, the taillights, the way we've done the bumpers, you know, and the way the chop looks, because the chop is different. It's not laid way back on everything. It's kind of made coupe style. So this car, I think, like Doug said, you go on there online, there are so many 50 Fords that have been done, and they all look, you know, let's face it, it's a 50 Ford. They all look great. But in all honesty, this one will stand out because of the customizing touches that we done. And we did not do what somebody else done. We did what we wanted to do to make it just, sorry for that here, to make it look different. That's basically what this exercise is for, I guess. Or most of the exercises that we do, to build something different. Going to have to prime that again, but let's face it, I'm going to prime the inside of the doors again because there's still work in there. And like I said, wouldn't be a very good call to leave it and not make it look better. 80 grit. You can see how nice that filler's feathering off on top of that primer. really close right here. Right there, I'm starting to hit the door. But I got a little tiny feathering issue right there, so I still want that to work if I can get it. And let's face it, when we primer it, it'll build it back up again. Oh, I want to thank the Carl Fisher and Russ Brothers. I want to thank them guys for having a shout out. We were, you know, our brain was only set in one area, and that was probably try to get home after what happened. Now that I think about it, man, we should. But there will be another time we'll be out, and we would like to stop off to Carl's, Russ Brothers. Is it half-ass? D&D, DD. We like to stop in those places and chat and you know what I'm saying? It would be a good adventure. Now that me and Jolene have gone to Vancouver and we have a friend there, Ross, now we can go there and maybe come back on something. Let's face it, it's the wrong time of year to buy a car and drive it back. But I could see it happening because I think it would be just awesome to be able to, yeah, it's awesome. Just, it would be an adventure. An adventure.
I want to go on adventures.
You keep, I'll just leave it there. Doug can go on adventure, sure you can.
What an adventure.
So basically that's what I'm doing there. I'm just blocking that out, trying to get it down, then I'll get that headlight off. I'll hopefully peel that tape off. I want to go over here for a second and just see if I can't. Now that's, like, it's not, I guess it's okay to cut. It would be okay to cut right there. It'd be a little hard for cutting right there as it's right now, but I can sand it. I have the other block right here. Where's that at? Right there. Piece of paper on it. Now I have that headlight door there. I want to straighten that out a little bit. Basically that's the issue. I'm saying that this part here, that headlight, that was hitting hard there, and it was hitting hard there, where I've got it screwed on. So I'm just going to try to block it down here and try to flatten the rest of it out and see if, I guess when I touch to here, I know I've sanded far enough. Exact same way there. Just going to keep this. Once I get the face of this smoothed out, so I'm happy, I'll put the headlight back on. We're hitting over there. I'm thinking that was the low spot there, but hitting there. All right. Now, you can see where I'm hitting right there. That's where it was tight. I'm hitting right there. I'm hitting right there. So let's, and then on what's going on here, this is all looks good, but that's a low in the flood there. It's not up to this part. That's all low there, all low there. We're low around the hole a little bit and some low there. I just want to put some more in that and get it built up so I can flush it off so it's smooth when the headlight goes on. That's what I want. I could actually just put the headlight on, don't care about that, put the headlight ring on, fill it out, and smooth it to this and just do that. But if I ever took the headlight door off, it would look like poo, if you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It would look like poo. What's that? Yep.
This is pretty exciting. Oh yeah. Can't think anything else I'd rather be doing than this right now, Jolene. No. Like, sitting in Australia, basking in the glory of that beautiful country, looking for kangaroos to fight with, and being scared of everything else on that place, like giant spiders and stuff like that.
Jolene has a video of what it sounded like. Yeah. She'll have to play it for you sometime, Doug.
It sounded like just the night, weird noises from the night, like, yeah. I bet. Well, around here you hear coyotes and them sound like a bunch of kids playing, like, yeah.
Yeah, getting their head chopped off.
Yeah.
They're wild.
I can imagine. I've just seen pictures of creatures that came from over there, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'd want to carry a sawed off everywhere as I went. Be shooting stuff I'm not allowed to. Look at that. Fuzzy wuzzy. Fuzzy wuzzy. Yeah. I think it took me longer to get the seat up than anything today. That's just the disappointing part. You missed out on all that, Joe. Wipe on, wipe off. Yeah. Dries fast. Does it never? Wow, it dries really fast.
Get out of it, I guess. Was Doug very exciting this time? Nothing better he'd rather be doing than doing what he's doing? That's awesome. I'm just gonna, I got some put back on there. I'm just gonna go back over here and do the exact same thing. Sand her back off, trying to get her to look nice, man. And hopefully I cut the line on the door. If I got a weebly wobbly line on there, I don't really want that. I'd like to have a nice straight line. You're going to soon find out what I have, because I'm going to unveil it here in a minute. Get her sanded off. See how good we got fitting at the bottom of this one? See, what's going on here, how we filled that together. Then we sand it off together, and then we have something. I guess the old saying is, those who work together stay together. Something round, very hard to tell if it's not looking right, or not, if it's not something with a little bit of shape in it, with This here would be hard to tell if anything was not out of place because it's a shape. It's hard to get a visual on a high or a low on something that's round. Let's face it, we want to get it looking the best we can. When I'm ripping, I've got filler on this. I've got tape on top of the ring. As I'm ripping that tape down there, I'm getting to that door. It's basically, we've got the thickness of the tape a little bit thicker on the fill than we do have the door. So it still can come down a little bit. When we prime it, we're going to get more. It's going to be bigger. So there's an allowance there a little bit, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. Still got to be primed. Alrighty. I'm thinking I'm ready to take the door off and see if I got it cut right. This is the moment right here that we all been waiting for. Will I get the door off? Because I filled it on there. And it's good to have it in place when it comes time to fill it out. If you haven't got it in place when you're filling it out, you never know if it's going to fit or not, do you? Let's peel this tape off and see if I can. And there it goes. Look at that. Beautiful. Don't want to break anything. Should be cut there, I'm hoping. Should just pop right off. If not, let's have filler down in there. Don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. Nope, should pop off. Oh, just took a little bit of filler off. Look at that, didn't it? And that's what happens right there. Right? It might be able to come off. You can see how thick that is around the ring on top of that tape. Now I put the ring on, I might be able to get it and take the tape off. Okay. Got a little squiggly on this side, I did. Have got no gasket right now. Haven't got no gasket. You can see where the filler squeezed in on the edge there a little bit on that one. It's basically pretty good. Let's get the tape off. Now, I was thinking about, you can see how thick that is. I'll peel that off. Build up. I was thinking about having these chrome because I'd like to have them chrome, but we'll see what happens. This chrome on this car is probably a 5. It's there. Come on. All right. I might be able to get that. I'm going to put this back on and see if I can get the peck out of the top. Or, you know what I have to do? I have to take and put a little bit on that. And you know how sometimes how hard that is to put something on that little tiny edge like that? Sometimes it's more hassle than anything. sucker back on. Boy. I think I'm gonna be able to get it, I think. Put this on so it's got a true read. Yeah, we're pretty good. See over here, I got a little wobbly on the wobble stick. If you want to just come over that side, you're more than welcome. See how I got a little wobbly right there? Yep. So we're not down, like we can come down more. Can probably get that. Good on this side. Awesome. Now remember, primer will make that bigger again. Yeah, see this here? Now this is where it comes, I guess, where you get doing things over and over and over and over again. Where it comes in. Let's take a look at it. To be honest with you, I feel like I could maybe sand that off and paint, and have to do a little bit of work there, make sure that's sanded good. Sand that off. Block the face of it, and I could paint it, but I'm a little wobbly over here. Should I add some there? With a gasket, I don't think it would matter, like you wouldn't see anything because the gasket would be in between that and that. You could actually maybe use it as a gasket and would it take the allowance up, but basically that's pretty near it. I'll take the face off this time. I'll run the block around it on the face of it and see if I can't flatten it out, make it look a little bit better. But it's pretty well there. Let's do this one. And lady grit still soft. So I'm thinking I'm pretty well good right now. I've got metal showing there. I've got metal showing there. And we got a little bit going on down here. And I'm gonna clean it back open. We'll put the door back on because we got it flattened out there fairly decent. Take our knife, well, to cut it out is to sand it out. To sand it out would take a little bit longer. Just cut it out. Just run it along with the metal. Get my hand out of the way. want to do that? Do you want to do that? Now we'll take a piece of sandpaper and sand it out because we got a half dugout. I'm ready to blow that off. We're going to put the door back, or the headlight back on. Good. Let's put our screws back in. Make it stay there. Make it stay there. Did he fill over the hole? Probably did, didn't I? It's right there. Making sure. Why am I not being able to see my hole? What's going on? What's going on? Let's do this. Just make sure something's hitting. What it was. There's still material there. There we go. Now we're talking. I guess. Put the held in there tight. Yeah. Looks good all the way around there now, like it's got sitting on a nice flush surface. Let's put this bad boy on. Nope, we're gonna put some tape around this first, just like I did on that side. Did I give you the tape? No, right there. I'm going to put it on and then tape it. It makes it easier. Now, what has to happen is I've got to take the screw out of that one because I don't have 2 screws. I'm not sure if I misplaced one or what I did, but I want a true reed. And the true reed is going to be put in place. Looks pretty good all the way around. I don't know if there's any need of me. Yeah, I'm going to have to build it up some in places. Good. All right, put tape on this. Now, I feel like I should sand it down even before I start in some places, obviously, because I'm too high here. Can sand that off. And then I'm going to put a little bit of fill around that to the tape and then cut it as I go. Where are we at for time? Okay, let's go look and see what Doug's doing. Right on. That makes it look a lot better. We're going to have to we'll take some more time. We got to clean up the trunk and that stuff that comes after, but that looks way better. 1936, is it not? Look at the shape that's in, right?
Man, I'm unreal.
That's nice. So basically what we'll do is we'll allow that to flash off, dry up a bit, and then Doug can hit it again, and then it'll really, it'll just protect it a little bit. We'll feel good about when we put something down over top of it. We've done a little bit to it. And Doug has scraped some of the underneath of it off. Once we get it back up again, we'll probably splash some black paint underneath of it. Thanks a lot for coming back. I really appreciate it. We can only show you what we're doing. And what I'm doing right now is making the headlights fit the car. The doors anyways, fit the ends of the fenders. And the reason I'm having to do that because these are headlight doors and headlights were given to us. We got to thank you very much. But we want them to fit as best they can. I got to sand the inside of the doors and do the, I'm using the primer as filling inside and fixing things, do the inside of the doors, and then we can reprime the inside of the doors, and then we may be able to get something done. Let's do something before we shut this off. One more thing.
What's up with that?
We'll leave that there. Doug, you push on this part.
Huh?
Push on this part, push like this, push like that. Right, no, your hand.
Yeah. Well, they're not that bad.
Dirty Doug. Just put your palms on the side, like right here on this, down there by that hinge. I'm going to go on the other side and try to pull it over. See if we can't. What do you think, Doug?
I think we almost rolled that whole car right on our side. I was going to throw my gut into it, but that would have flopped you right against the wall.
We didn't get nowhere.
No.
See that right there?
That's wishful thinking though, right? Very close, isn't it?
I'm just thinking it's going to have to take a little bit more. We might have to put something in there and pry it over. We might have to shim it. We might have to do something, but I wanted to try that, and it didn't work right at the present moment. We might try it again. I'm not sure. Thanks for coming back, everybody. We appreciate it. We're just doing what we got to do. We'll be here tomorrow. You come back, and we'll be here. I want you all to do me a favor. Have a great day.
Be kind.
Be kind.